We're making company mac and cheese. It's from Taste of Home. It's the creamiest and cheesiest mac and cheese. One of the things I do with the mac and cheese, it calls like for 2 cups of shredded cheese. I don't actually do that. Well, I do use cheese, but I go to the store and I buy like ends of cheese. So they're all different kinds of cheese. There might be pepper jack in there. There will be cheddar in there. Might have a whole bunch of different kind of cheeses, and it really makes the mac and cheese taste a lot better. So I am gonna add like a whole thing of butter, because I'm actually doubling the recipe, because the recipe calls for 7 ounces of macaroni, which is only like half the container. Rather than like leave half the container, and I make the whole container, because you actually could just freeze it, is what you can do. So now I'm gonna add my flour in, and I'm gonna mix it up so it doesn't get all like yucky. Total of 6 tablespoons because I'm doubling the recipe, but you only can use 3. Get that smooth, and then, so I'm gonna add the milk, and it'll slowly come to a boil. I'm adding 4 cups, but like I said, you can add just 2 cups. Now this is just gonna come to a boil. Really doesn't take too long. You have to kind of watch this because you don't want the milk to burn, because then it would be yucky. Hi, pretty girl. Are you coming to help? I know.
This is Cindy's mascot here.
This is good. So I'm gonna add my pepper, a couple of tablespoons, and then a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm gonna add the spicy mustard, which is a couple tablespoons. I'm gonna add 2 things of cream cheese, maybe, there. You can cut it up in cubes, but it just makes a mess and it eventually melts. I'm gonna add the clumps of cheese here. I'm gonna melt them, okay? That's my plan. There, that's for my noodles. My noodle water is boiling. I'm just gonna pop this right into this pan and cook this up. My cheese is all melted. I took it off the stove so it wouldn't keep on cooking and burn or anything like that. Put my spoon on top of here so it doesn't bubble all over the place. Other thing I'm gonna do at the same time is, you don't have to do this. In the recipe, they talk about heating up some butter, 3/4 dried breadcrumbs. It's a couple tablespoons of butter. You can use dried, but they had fresh parsley. I just didn't happen to have this. This one I dried myself from my garden, so it actually smells like very fresh. Then you'll mix up the breadcrumbs and the parsley, and then you put it on top of your mac and cheese before you put it into the oven. Put the noodles into the cheese, and then I'm gonna stir it up. So I sprayed this, so this is all set. So I'm gonna sit this right in here and pour it into the pan. And I recommend a baking sheet underneath this, because it will drip into your oven, and then you gotta wash your oven. And then I'm gonna put breadcrumbs, it's panko, and some parsley on there, and the butter. And this goes into the 400-degree oven, and it bakes for like 15-20 minutes. I always have it seem to take longer than that, but usually like 25 minutes. But it makes a lot of servings, especially if you double the recipe. If you don't double the recipe, I think it's like 6 to 8 servings. And if you do, obviously it's more than that. It's like 16 servings. So my oven is all set, so I'm gonna pop it right into the oven. And when it starts to bubble and get a little bit brown on the top, then we're all set. This is the finished product, okay? I let it sit for a little bit, okay? I usually either use sriracha sauce or Tabasco sauce on here. That's good too. But you can put whatever you want on it. You don't even have to put anything on it. But I like hot sauce on my stuff. This is like the best mac and cheese. Oh my goodness. You could eat like the whole thing. I think everybody will like it, so there won't be any cranky people in the room.